Hi, this is Danny Joe Lewis, course developer and instructor here at Point Blank Online.
So I've got a really deep example here, and what I'm going to do is use this as a backing to demonstrate a technique that's going to give you a really interesting sense of 3D space on a sound. So let me just stop that there for the moment. And do you remember the Found Sounds folder that we had on lesson 1? So I'm going to use these. There was a section here, this feet on gravel, that I really liked and I wasn't able to use on that original example. So I want to bring these in. I'm going to drop these in underneath. And what I want to do is just have a listen to that, see how that feels with the rhythm. I could sense that there was a rhythm in the walking, but I'm not too fussed about that because what I want is for it to be a little bit abstract. So let's have a listen to these two. Just going to bring the volume up a bit. Yeah, I like that. And what I'll do is just chop here and bring this over. There we go. So let's do something different with it. Let's make it sound interesting and futuristic. I'm going to take this and set the output down to binaural. And this is a mode that basically gives us this kind of 3D space, and it works really well on the headphones. It can work pretty well on speakers, but it definitely sounds better on the headphones. But even so, in a club, it's going to still sound really interesting. And you can see now that the pan control has changed. I'm going to double click on this, and now we have the binaural panner. And this allows us to take the sound, and you see this handle here, I can move it around in this kind of 3D space, you know, behind us and in front of us. So what we'll do is we'll play around with that. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to literally play it and have a listen with the headphones, turn it up nice and loud. Let's see what happens. It really does feel as if it's behind me. So it creates a really interesting futuristic texture. I'm going to switch on the Doppler mode, which is going to give us a little shift in tone, much as it would do if it was real life. You know, like when an ambulance goes by you, the tone shifts. So that's working really nicely. I'm going to record that in. So we're going to do that as automation. I'm going to drop down, I'm going to use touch, and I'm going to move it around my head. Here we go. There we go. Let's drop it down to read. Let's take a look at the data. You can see that all here. We've basically got a couple of parameters. And I wouldn't suggest going in there and editing that. That could be really quite hard to do. If you did feel you wanted to make some changes, I'd go through the actual automation writing process again. So let's take the solos off and let's have a listen and see how that feels in context. Just gonna bring it down a touch. Yeah, that works great. So on the next video, what we'll do is we'll add some more textures and get that working really nicely with some additional binaural panning.